The U.S. government has committed to sending a new weapons package to Ukraine, and it includes cluster munitions. We'll tell you why they're so controversial.
The US agrees to supply Ukraine with controversial cluster bombs to help their counter-offensive against Russia.
U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen criticizes China for what she calls unfair curbs on U.S. companies. And touring a military camp in Belarus, our correspondent investigates reports that the site could soon house Wagner paramilitary fighters. The Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte has said he will tender the resignation of his entire cabinet after it failed to agree on measures to limit the flow of asylum seekers. At a press conference in the last hour, he said, quote, "This evening, we have unfortunately reached the conclusion that the differences are insurmountable. For this reason, I will shortly present my written resignation to the King in the name of the whole government." Tensions came to a head this week when Mr. Rutte demanded support for a proposal to limit the scope for families reuniting, in particular the children of war refugees who are already in the Netherlands. This was a step too far for two of the junior partners in the government. Here in the U.S., a court has sentenced a gunman who fatally shot 23 people at a Walmart supermarket in Texas in 2019 to 90 consecutive life sentences. 24-year-old Patrick Crusius targeted people of Hispanic descent shortly after posting an online message referring to an invasion of immigrants to the United States. His sentencing follows 2 days of emotional witness testimony. 3 railway employees have been arrested in India over a crash involving 3 trains that resulted in more than 290 deaths last month. A train packed with passengers was mistakenly diverted onto a loop line and slammed into a stationary goods train in the eastern state of Odisha. The derailed compartments then struck the carriages of a 3rd train coming from the opposite direction. Thousands of thrill seekers took part Friday in the first of many Running the Bulls races held at the San Fermin festival in the northern Spanish city of Pamplona. Animal rights protesters briefly stopped the festivities before being arrested. So far, 6 people have been injured, but not seriously. 4 runners were gored in the festival last year. 16 people have died in bull runs since 1910, most recently in 2009. The city of Malmö was announced as the host of next year's Eurovision Song Contest following Sweden's victory in Liverpool in May. The coastal town in southern Sweden was selected ahead of the capital, Stockholm. The Malmö Arena will stage the semi-finals and finals in May 2024, and Sweden's Loreen won Eurovision 2023 with her pop anthem Tattoo. And it's the end of the road for the humble Ford Fiesta. After nearly half a century, the final car is rolling off the manufacturing line in Germany, marking an end of an era. The factory in Cologne is increasing capacity for more electric vehicles. Today marks the 100th day of Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich's wrongful detention in Russia. Evan has spent more than 3 months in Moscow's Lefortovo prison, held on espionage charges. Earlier this week, a Kremlin spokesman said that Russia is in contact with the U.S. regarding prisoner swaps, but they must be carried out in, quote, complete silence.
Tens of millions of users sign up for Meta's new Threads app, pitching itself as a direct competitor to Twitter. Meanwhile, Twitter considers legal action, accusing the company of stealing its trade secrets.
Police in Las Vegas say Britney Spears accidentally hit herself in the face as she was blocked by security. The singer had said she was backhanded in the face as she was trying to approach basketballer Victor Wembanyama, calling the incident a traumatic experience. Police say the sports star's guard, who she alleged struck her, will not face charges.